Welcome to the Mobiso training video on managing people and departments via CSV files. Hopefully, you have already watched the Managing People and Departments via the Web training video, as this will expand on that. If your company has a large employee base, trying to administer everyone via the web interface will become very laborious and time-consuming. To expedite administration of large companies, Mobiso has a CSV import process. The CSV files do need to be specifically formatted for the Mobiso server. There are template CSV files available at mobiso.com that can get you started in creating your data files. There are separate templates for the employee and department files. The template files include instructions on setting up your CSV data file. To import a CSV file, click on File Import. Since this is the first time that I am using this file, I'm going to make sure that Load is selected and then click Validate. This will upload the file to the Mobiso system, validate that the file is in the correct format, and verify that the data is valid. The results of the validate will be displayed on screen. The results will show how many records were processed, and if there were any issues, what record had the issue, and details as to what the issue is. At this point, no data has been loaded or modified on the server. This particular file does have a few issues, but I am going to ignore them for the moment. You can see here that this record has an illegal office extension due to illegal characters. This file has 6 records total, however, only 4 records will be added to the system. Ideally, you would want to fix any issues in the CSV file before loading the file, but I am going to go ahead and click Load to have these records loaded onto the system. Once the load finishes, the results of the load will be displayed on screen. If I do a search, I can easily see the 4 records that were added to the system. The Jimbo Jones record was manually added to the system during the Managing People and Departments via the Web video, so that is why there are 5 users on the system. When importing a CSV file, it is important to pay attention to the load update setting. The first time that you process a file, load must be selected. If you attempt to process the file as an update, you will receive an error stating that there is no history file for this particular CSV file. CSV files are name-specific, and you will want to use the same file going forward to perform updates on the users in the file. An update will compare the history file with the file that you are uploading now, figure out what has changed between the 2 files, and make those edits. I'm going to make a change to the CSV file that I just loaded and then save the file. When saving, make sure that the file is saved in CSV format. Now I can import this file, but this time I will select Update since I have updated the file. Now we can see that there is one change that will be made, and that is how a change is made with CSV files. If you want to remove a person from the Mobiso system, you will actually remove the record from the CSV file. I'll remove Tom from my file, and then I'll perform a file import, making sure to select Update. Here, you can see that it will process one delete, and a search shows that Tom no longer exists on the system. Since the file import process looks at the history file to identify changes in a record, any change to a record that gets manually performed via the web interface will persist after processing another CSV update, provided that the field in the CSV file has not changed since the previous file import. Department CSV files are managed in exactly the same way from the Departments page. After importing either an employee or department CSV file, it is important to remember to rebuild the company directory. If your CSV file contains foreign characters such as A grave, A acute, A circumflex, A umlaut, C cedilla, or any non-Latin 1 characters, it will be necessary to save the file in UTF-8 encoding. Unfortunately, this cannot be done directly from Excel. After editing your files in Excel, you will need to open the file in Notepad, and then proceed to File, Save As, and change the encoding from ANSI to UTF-8, and then save your file. Hopefully, this will help you understand how to use CSV files to manage your company's data. For additional information, please reference the admin guide or any of the other training videos available online.